We are back for another one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. So, Oscar De La Hoya comes out, puts out some kind of information about how, him, quote, fighting Marcos Maidana, how the fans would like, a fight of that nature. And the question some people ask is, asking is, what would happen in a situation like that? Or why would he even do a fight like that? And the reality of the situation, as I've said before in previous videos, that at the end of the day, he's going to do what he believes he has to do in order to keep his company afloat. Right now with, him getting caught up in a situation where he had to let go of Canelo Alvarez, they're in a bind just due to the fact that 93% of the revenue that they used to get used to come from Canelo. So now when it comes to what, the contract with the zone, it was kind of binded in with Canelo. You know, the finances and the funds that they get from the zone, it was kind of intertwined with the whole thing with Canelo. So the question becomes, is the zone going to give them that $17 million a year that they were giving them before? Is there some kind of out from from the zone when it comes to that, where they drops in half or something of that nature? And due to the fact that Canelo Alvarez is not fighting anymore, you're talking about a substantial amount of revenue that Golden Boy is not going to be getting anymore. You're literally talking about them all of a sudden losing 93% of the revenue that they used to bring in. Gone. Overnight. And the other fighters that they have don't bring in viewerships like that. They don't. The other fighters that they have don't bring in gates like that. So he's going to have to do some kind of big event, something that's going to bring in, some real money, so I 100% could definitely see him doing something like that. Like, a Marcos Maidana, who's, been big as hell for years, but I guess has been kind of coming back down in weight, contemplating fighting again. I mean, if you meet somebody like that who's fought at 140 before, maybe even 135 before, and you're fighting him at probably 160, what's he going to do actually? Fight him at 160 pounds, 168? I'm not sure how far Oscar De La Hoya would be able to go down anyway. That's also why I don't necessarily believe that it would be necessarily against a Marcos Maidana. But I 100% definitely believe that he would be coming back to the sport, just due to the fact that Marcos Maidana is not going to fight him at 168 pounds. All Marcos Maidana needs to do to get a big fight is to drop his weight down. Get his weight down, get back to like 147. He can get a fight, a multiply deal from PBC, from Al Heyman, where he's going to get paid. He can 100% do that. He just needs to get his weight down. And I don't know how those fake abs that he purchased, that he put into his belly, how punches affect those. I don't know if he has to take those out or if he can fight with those. If they get hit, if that thing's going to explode or something in the stomach. I don't know. But that's another story for another day. Yeah, but 100% could definitely see him coming in. With Maidana, though, I'm not sure. I just don't see Maidana fighting at 168 pounds. I don't see Maidana fighting even at 160 pounds. He's better off just, getting on his nutrition, taking his time, bringing that weight down slowly, coming down to 147, and he'll get a multi-fight. He'll get a big fight at 147. He 100% would get a big fight at 147 pounds, and he'll make a good amount of money. So he doesn't have to necessarily fight Oscar De La Hoya unless the zone's going to offer him something crazy like, hey, here's $10 million. Then he might be like, F that. All right, cool, let me do that. But I don't see the zone doing that just due to the fact that they're shrinking their budget. When it comes to boxing, they're not increasing it. But in general, 100%, I could see Oscar De La Hoya coming back. They're going to need to, they're going to have to shoot some, revenue into that company. And the only person that can really do that right now is Oscar De La Hoya. And that's also one of the reasons why, if Ryan Garcia beats Campbell, I could see them doing a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, if the zone will allow him to go and fight on Showtime, because that's something that would do great wonders for Golden Boy. Even if Ryan Garcia loses, which he probably will in devastation fashion, he would still be able to make millions of dollars off that particular fight. And because at the end of the day, once that contract with Ryan Garcia is done, Ryan Garcia is walking. If Canelo Alvarez walked, Ryan Garcia, who's basically, he's getting tutelage from Canelo Alvarez, is in Canelo Alvarez's gym, obviously seeing everything that's going on. He's going to walk, And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that Campbell fight doesn't happen. I would not be shocked whatsoever if somehow that fight does not happen, especially if there's some kind of way out of Ryan Garcia to get out of that contract as far as, you know, whatever, some kind of clause where he can, pay a mil or something like that and be able to leave. I would not be shocked if somehow all of a sudden that fight did not happen. Not one iota. And Javante Tank Davis did what? They're talking about he did 250 to 300,000 pay-per-views. So he fights Ryan Garcia. I see him doing the same, if not more. You have Oscar De La Hoya involved in that promotion, Floyd Mayweather involved in that promotion. That could easily be a $500,000, a 500,000 pay-per-view bout right there, where they make some real money. Where Golden Boy can probably, they're gonna give Ryan Garcia like a mil, 1.2, something like that, and they're probably gonna bank like 8. On their side, they're gonna bank most of that money. You know, and that's what I see them doing. And I 100% definitely see Oscar De La Hoya coming down in weight and doing some kind of fight. I don't know against who, but I could 100% see him doing some kind of fight in order to get those millions and put it into his company. And he's not, so I don't think he's anybody that's, starving for money or finances in general in life. But when it comes to that company, he's not going to take his own money and put it in there. He's going to want to find a way to generate. And right now, the only person that can do it from that camp is Oscar De La Hoya. That is it. They haven't developed anybody. Ryan Garcia isn't where he should be due to the fact that he's fighting on the closed app. Ortiz Jr., he's a long way, and again, he's fighting in a closed app. They have Ellis, but, there's certain persuasions that Golden Boy doesn't promote, even if they have them. They had Deontay Wilder and didn't promote him. So it is what it is. That guy's not being pushed or promoted, so there's nothing really there. And they're all fighting on a closed app anyway that no one watches, especially in the United States. So they're not capable of building their names off of it, So, I guess in the next couple of months, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when it comes to the organization and what moves they make. But Maidana versus Oscar De La Hoya, I don't see it happening, and I don't see it happening. The only other major thing is also going to be, can Oscar De La Hoya stay off the alcohol, and can he stay off all the other things that he takes, and pills and other things that he consumes. Like, is he going to be able to stay off of those for an extended period of time? But for now, like, subscribe, share, I'm out.